Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your friend in this spiritual struggle coming at you to again relentlessly and tirelessly to clear this what is happening today. As I have explicitly said it before in these videos, only a blind man, only a deceived person, only the sheeple cannot see that the coronavirus was a planned. It was planned years ago. Okay, the actual drills came into effect, were put into practice in about 3 months ago. Actually, not even. I'm sorry. 3 months ago, about what? Almost 5 months ago. In October of 2019. So you got October, November, December, then you got January, February, and then you got March. And we are dealing with this coronavirus. Okay? So there were some drills done just like it was for 9/11, except that for 9/11, the military drills that were conducted were conducted simultaneously. It was, you understand, these people are trying to play to be God. Humans upon this earth, these world leaders are so satanic, okay? And they are so possessed that they play to be God. They are playing to be God. And we see that everywhere, in the scientific community, in the military complex, in the pharmaceutical complex, all right? We have for instance, remember that old drugs, what was the name of it? Oh man, I forgot. Anyway, that drug, the blue pill they used to call it. The wonder drugs that were supposed to make Superman in bed with ladies, okay? But guess what? All right, guess what happens? Many people die from heart attack, from that drugs. I forgot the name of it because, hey, being that I'm not into this, it's like Christ says, my kingdom is not of this world. This is why I don't vote, because I understand. I did my study many years ago, and I keep doing my study, and I've proven it beyond any shadow of a doubt that people's votes don't count. That's just an emotional scam, really. So that's a fact, Yak. Your vote don't count. All right. So, but here's what it is. First of all, I'm gonna send you some links. Okay, I'm not quite sure yet as to how many, but only to show you what I've been talking about here. But the fact that only to explain to you the reason I'm gonna send you these links is that you get obviously more educated. Or if anything, you can just see that what I've been saying is true. Okay? But the thing is, if we have any sense at all, when was the last time that our world leaders really care about humanity? When was the last time a human politician really cared in any empire? In any government, okay? Regardless of the political parties. Because remember, I hope you're familiar with the political paradigm that's played in the United States. They make you believe they're up against one another when in reality they're all the same. And they all have things on each other. They all have things, that's why they really talk about that they're going to go, oh, I'm going to put this person in jail like Donald Trump. But it's all a game, ladies and gentlemen. Please. So what I want you to understand in this short video is that I'm going to show you. I'm going to send it to you. And I'm going to, they were talking about social distances. Because, they want to make sure that people distance themselves from one another. Okay? Oh, 6 feet away. You know, let me just tell you. If you practice what they call a social distance, you keep away from a person because of this coronavirus, you know what? I don't even want your friendship if you're falling for this crap. Because, ladies and gentlemen, this whole world, the people that control money on this planet are the ones that are running the show. This is a stage reality. This is a scripted reality that we're living under. And it is an evil, twisted one at that. Whether you want to believe it or not. That's why I really get a kick out of people that they want to be, first I subscribe to your channel, Ruben. But then the minute they see something that they may not agree with, oh no, I will unsubscribe. You know, to those people, I really don't care too much about. Because that means that they were never really ready for the truth. Okay? Because the message that I talk about is a double-edged sword. It's a double-edged sword that I talk about here. It's a double-edged. Okay? That's why not only do I preach this gospel on this YouTube channel, because this is a Bible-based channel. There's no hate speech here. What would be the sense of me talking about hate? Okay? When I preach about the creator of love and truth. The creator, God Almighty. The I am. And his son, Yahushua. Alright? So, I'm going to send you some links. Please pay attention to them. But then as you look at every one of them, just tell, the first one that I'm going to send you is the Bill Gates of hell. He's gonna tell you about vaccine. It's unbelievable. And people have fallen for this. Do you see how this whole thing was a mutual experiment? Are you hearing anything about the yellow jacket in France? Are you hearing about the protester in Hong Kong? You see? And that's why they don't allow and so they brought this about to put an end to that. Because by putting an end to that, ladies and gentlemen, hey, people will not resist. People will not resist. In fact, I work for the government and we are working out of a house because of this coronavirus. They want people to be on lockdown. This is a ridiculous thing. But hey, we got to do what we got to do. All right? Because it's either that, you either work from home or you out of a job. Okay? So, and it's get more, it's after this experiment called coronavirus is over, it's going to get more interesting because they got much lethal games down the pipeline. I'm telling you, these people are trying to bring prophecies into being before God actually brings it in, because they want to go over God. Their attitude is that the devil, who's that's their God, that's directing this whole orchestra, all right? But and the human scene is wait a minute. I'm gonna bring the prophecy. But the whole goal is to destroy human life and to go up against God's true people, God's chosen people, the elect ones. Okay? So I'm going to read to you three verses in the Bible. And who are God's elects? The one that gets to know this truth and hold on to this truth and develop a strong relationship with Him and obey His 10 commandments, which are, by the way, right behind me, right here. All right? Now you understand why they created religion in the first place? You name it. You picked any religion out there. What has religion done? Okay? What has religion done for humanity? And you see how they're going about it, controlling it now. It's like, you cannot go to church and pray because they got this, they got you. You understand? In fact, if you are a religion, a leader from a religion, and you don't go by what they say, hey, you're not abiding by that. So you know what? You're gonna stop paying taxes. You're disobeying us. So that means we have a life form here. We have a rebellious creature here. We cannot have that. So that's why God's true church is not attached to any human organization, because you got to understand that humanity is against the kingdom of God. Humanity have been throughout history. You picked any empire. The Babylon Empire, the Persian Empire, the Greek Empire, the Roman Empire, the Sumerian Empire, the Egyptian Empire, you name it, the Assyrian Empire, they all have been against God. You know why? Against their Creator, against the great I Am. Why? Because it is in our very nature as as individual, let alone as government and empire, our mind, the human mind, is enmity against God. Since we rebelled and disobeyed Him, it is in our DNA. You understand? That's why it's easy for us to destroy life. Look at the cartels in Mexico, for instance. They hate each other and they want to kill each other, but they're going after the same thing. You got Christians and Muslims killing each other, but yet they claim to obey the same God. You got the Hindus, and you got the Hindus against the Christians and the Islam faith in India, but yet they claim to be following the same God. Some of them worship what? They worship cows. And they will kill for those cows. Ladies and gentlemen, not only have we become the clowns in the whole of creation, okay? We steal, we betray one another, all right? And the devil takes pleasure in breaking family and destroying family. He takes great pleasure in that. Because he figures out it hurts more. But you know what? We who are awakened know better. We know this piece of garbage. We know, and we know his game, and we see him play. We see his games played out. So, once again, let me remind you, I'm going to send you links. But just as a show that when in human history has government ever cared about its people, the people that it claimed to govern, you will not see it. Okay, in fact, um, Putin, and I'm going to send you a link, and Putin, he says a lot of true things. He says a lot of good things. But at the end of the day, he knows that he's going to have to fold to the new world order, because the God of this world is Satan, and no one is more powerful than him. Unless you have a strong relationship with your Creator, he will mess with you. He will mess you up big time. In fact, let us go to Job chapter 9. Job. Okay? J-O-B. Job chapter 9 verse 24. And he talks about the words leaders clearly. Here we go. Chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Ladies and gentlemen, there's no justice on this planet. Because if the world has been given into the hands of the wicked, it's too late. Because there's no reasoning with these people. And they see things upside down. They live upside down. I mean, I cannot believe that, well, anyway, I do believe it, that this guy, instead of really help this world into with all his money, right? But yet he claims he is doing that through the Bill Gates and Belinda Foundation, which is a lie. He never gives anything without getting anything in return. Okay? So let us go to Matthew 24. Verse 14 and verse 22. Verse 14 said, "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come." So it's getting real. When coronavirus come out, when viruses like that come out, he exposes these people. And they become silent and stupid. It makes them look really ridiculous. All right? Chapter 24, Matthew chapter 24, verse 22. "And except those days should be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened." So you understand? God is gonna, He's got His elect. And that's why I come to my YouTube channel and preach this gospel to you and tell you, hey, don't panic, don't be afraid, have a strong relationship with your Creator, and He will provide. You have faith in the one that gives you life every day? Yes? Then you do what you got to do, but He will guide you. He will guide you, believe me. In fact, if we go back for a little bit, right here, I believe it's eyes. Hold on. Let's see. Mm. Just bear with me 1 sec. Jeremiah 10. Jeremiah chapter 10. Jeremiah chapter 10. And verse Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 23. Oh God, oh Lord, I know that the way of man is not in himself. It is not in man that walketh to direct his step. 24. Oh Lord, correct me, but with judgment, not in thy anger, lest thou bring me to nothing. So you understand, our steps out this life must be guided by the Creator. And it's guided by Him. He can take this life out. He can sniff this life out of us in a heartbeat, in the twinkling of an eye. Now, Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12 says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." Let me just give you a little bit summary of what I'm talking about. Back in 2005, okay? In fact, are you familiar with the Patriot Act after 9/11, which they created? It was brought about by them. Okay? So, now they have what is called, you may say, well, yeah, one of the consequences of this is called ID 2020. You cannot travel. You cannot, or unless you're going to have to come up with another, with your passport to travel. But there's going to be it's going to be harder because they claim, oh, we have to be careful because of terrorists. They can forge these identifications. So we have to make it harder for them with Real ID 2020. When it's all about surveillance, they want to know about you. And believe me, government doesn't do anything in the benefits of its people. It is to keep the people control in hostage. You understand? So that's what is going on. Don't think that oh, God government is going to save me from the coronavirus when they themselves created it. Oh, God government is going to save me from this and that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have become the clowns. This coronavirus will pass very soon because they have become so obvious in this information wars.